Are you looking to become a better barista this year 2024? Come, let me share with you 5 tips that will help you to become a better barista within a short period of time. For some baristas, it might take even years to fully understand how they can become a professional barista. I know how frustrating it is if you're a beginner barista and you're trying to become a professional barista. But what if I tell you that shouldn't be the case? I believe any person can become a professional in whatever he does as long as he understands the key things that he needs to focus on doing that will make him stand out and also grow very fast. This is why I've made this video, so that I can share with you 5 of my best tips that I've learned through my 6 years working as a barista in a coffee shop. These are some of the things that I wish someone had told me at the beginning of my career as a barista. I wouldn't have struggled a lot on becoming a professional barista. For you, you shouldn't worry, because I'm going to share with you each and everything that you need to focus on doing that will help you to become a professional barista within a short period of time. Without wasting any time, let's dive in. Our first tip, which is consistency. Any barista can learn how to make a good cup of coffee, but what makes you a professional barista is to be able to make that good cup of coffee, but make it each and every time for your customers. This will build a connection between you as a barista and your customers, which will help you gain their trust, making them believe in you to be able to make them the best cup of coffee each time they come to your coffee shop. This is why you'll go to a coffee shop and you'll find some baristas standing out amongst other baristas. And here are some of the things that will help you to achieve this. You'll need to use weighing scale or measuring cups when you're making the different coffee drinks. After achieving the perfect taste, then you can develop a recipe that you're going to need to follow each time and be able to keep the consistency in the taste, so that you can be able to make a good cup of coffee for your customers each time they come to your coffee shop. This is why consistency is key if you want to become a professional barista. You should be able to make the perfect cup of coffee each time for your customers. This will lead us to our tip number 2, and this is mastering how to perfectly steam your milk. This is an effective way that will help you to become a professional barista within a short period of time. You might be thinking, how is this possible? Milk steaming is a very important skill that you need to learn as a beginner barista, which will enable you make the different coffee drinks. It enables you to be able to texture your milk and come up with a different amount of foams that you're going to need in the process of making your lattes, cappuccinos, and the macchiatos. It's not only about texturing your milk to create the different amount of foams, but if you're any barista and you love latte art, your first step is learning how to steam your milk perfectly. As a beginner, it might be a challenging task to handle, but with consistent practice, you can be able to grow within a short period of time. All you need is to have a good technique of how to steam milk perfectly that you can practice with each and every time. This will help you to focus on that technique and be able to grow and improve the way you steam your milk. You'll be able to make a good latte art on your cup of coffee within no time, which will eventually help you to become a professional barista within a short period of time. And this will lead us to our tip number 3, and this is going to be good coffee knowledge. Good coffee knowledge is a must for any barista. This helps you to recommend the different coffee drinks to your customers. You need to have good knowledge on the different coffee beans that you're using in your coffee shop. This will help you to determine the different tastes of different customers, which will make it easy for you to recommend the right coffee drink for the different customers. You can do the different coffee trainings as a barista, but even personal training as you a barista, you need to do some different research on the different coffee beans that you're using, the different coffee brew methods, and you need also to understand the taste of the different coffee drinks, so that you can be able to recommend the right coffee drink to your customers. Whenever a customer is satisfied with a perfect cup of coffee, this will help you stand out amongst other baristas, which gives you a high opportunity for you to grow and become a professional barista within a short period of time. And this will lead us to tip number 4. If you find this video to be important, give it a like, so that YouTube can recommend it to other baristas and to grow and improve to become better baristas. Let's dive into our tip number 4, which is going to be cleanness. When I talk about cleanness, it's not only about your personal hygiene, but as a barista, you need to have a clean working station But the most important part, why this tip is very important, is for you to be able to know how to properly clean your coffee machine and equipment. Take for example, if you're using an espresso machine to make your shot of espresso, coffee oils are piling up in your group head and also coffee particles. If you don't properly clean your group head, this is going to result into rusting of the group head and also bacteria into your coffee, which will spoil the taste of your coffee. You need to make sure your espresso machine that you're using is fully cleaned, following the right procedures. I've made a full guide on how you can properly clean your espresso machine, which I'll link in the description below. You can check it out after this video. But for you as a barista, you need to make sure your espresso machine is fully clean, the group head and also the steaming one, because if you don't properly clean your steaming one, milk is going to block the holes of the steaming one, which will also eventually lead to some bacteria into your milk. Cleanness of your coffee equipment is something very important and something you need to keep note if you're a beginner barista interested in becoming a professional barista. These are some of the things that you can't overlook. You need to make sure each and everything that you're using in your coffee station is working at its full capacity, which will enable you to make a good cup of coffee each time for your customers. And this will lead us to our tip number 5, which is going to be latte art. Latte art is self-explanatory. I don't need to explain anything about latte art. It's like magic on your cup of coffee. This is why it's very important to you as a beginner barista to be able to make these 4 basic latte art designs on your cup of coffee, which is the heart, tulip, rosetta, and the swan. These are the 4 basic latte art designs that you should try to master as a beginner barista. That will help you to become a professional barista, and you can even advance to making other advanced latte art designs perfectly and consistent each time for your customers. To find out more about how to make good latte art on your cup of coffee, make sure to watch this video next, because it's a full guide guiding you on how to pour the basic latte art on your cup of coffee as a beginner. Make sure to watch this next.